Zion Williamson.
Charles Barkley.
Zion Williamson.
Charles Barkley.
Zion Williamson.
Charles Barkley.
Here's Barkley right here. They're opening up the floor. They're saying, Charles, take the extra one-on-one.
No, batted off for the win. Here go the
Pull-up jumper by Barkley falls with 1.6 seconds remaining, and San Antonio uses their final timeout.
On this episode of NBA Now and Then, the greatest comparisons, we compare two stars who put the word power in power forward.
When he played, this NBA legend dominated defenses the way he captivates audiences on TNT today.
His explosiveness on the court and creativity in the air made this player go viral before he even got to college.
Guarding these two, opponents can only hope for a help defender, but even double teams couldn't stop the inevitable.
We are more than ready to present to you Zion Williamson and Charles Barkley. I'm Uriah.
I'm Maurice.
I'm Lucas.
And I'm Ben.
And we're here to talk NBA
Now and Then.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We are back with another comparison episode. We humbly ask you to follow our show on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. I think it's a good time to mention our exclusive bonus episodes, right?
Yes, sir.
In addition to our classic comparison episodes, which are free on all podcast platforms, we have a ton of extra episodes that you can access for just a few bucks a month.
Literally, guys, it's just a few bucks a month.
Yeah, guys, we have our Legends of the Games episodes.
And who did we feature, Maurice?
Just the best to ever play. We compare icons like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to Bill Russell, Dr. J to Clyde Drexler, and even David Robinson to Patrick Ewing.
With comparisons of Magic Johnson to Oscar Robinson and Jerry West to Rick Barry on the way.
You heard the lineup, and that's not even mentioning our Mount Rushmore episodes and many other special category episodes like dunk contest comparisons and even basketball movie comparisons.
You can access this bonus content with a premium subscription through Apple Podcasts or on Patreon.
If you're a Spotify person, you can hop over to www.patreon.com/NBA Now and Then.
On Apple, you can opt for a free trial, which will last a week. Or just click the payment option and unlock exclusive content for just $3 a month.
Okay, gents, are we ready for this Zion and Barkley comparison?
I'm excited about this one.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
let's
do it.
Go.
Okay, this is exciting for a few reasons. One player is one of the biggest personalities, not just in sports, but entertainment, period. And he happens to be one of our hometown heroes. People listen to us long enough. They know that we are Sixers fans. The other player is going through a rough stint, some injuries, but nonetheless, the kid has tremendous talent. I'm going to go to Lucas first. Lucas, why are we comparing Charles Barkley and Zion Williamson?
When you think of power forwards, the name power is in there for a reason, right? And these guys were/are very powerful down in the post. They can bully people. They get their shots up. It doesn't matter what you do. There are very few players in the league that were or can defend these guys.
Absolutely. Ben, what about you?
It's the size. Zion's about 6'6". Barkley is somewhere between 6'4" and 6'6", and they just play a lot bigger than they are. And kind of what Lucas was saying, but yeah, their height is actually pretty small. So, and they just play so big. They're so dominant for being such a small size.
100%, I agree. Maurice?
Both of these players are really exciting. We've seen the highlights in the past of Charles Barkley getting the rebound, taking the ball up the court, dribbling past defenders and just slam dunking it. And we see the same thing with Zion today, many, many years later. Both of them really resemble each other a lot, especially in the open court.
Yeah, Lucas's point about just being a straight bully down low, watching Barkley in the 80s just dominate, even though he was undersized. And I think the body control for me, Lucas, what you were saying resonates. Like both these players, their field goal percentage was always off the chart, always in the top 10, top 5, or what have you. And then those fast breaks, Maurice, there are so many memories of Barkley on the break against the Bullets, against the Celtics, and the power that he would emphatically just throw down a dunk. It's just so memorable. And his highlight reel is maybe not as creative as Zion's, because Zion is just, that's how he got viral, right? With his dunks. But power, like head to head, those guys are pretty much the same. That being said, let's go ahead and jump to the comparison.
First quarter, background.
All right, it's time to talk about Xanos. But before he got that nickname, he was born Zion Latif Williamson on July 6, 2000 in Salisbury, North Carolina. Growing up in Florence, South Carolina, Zion's mother was one of his first basketball coaches before entering high school. She was an athlete herself. She ran track in college. It's easy to assume that Zion was always bigger than his peers while growing up, but Zion's former coach, Lee Sarter, remembers meeting Zion as a sixth grader in the AAU circuit. He said, quote, "He was definitely better than a lot of the kids from a basketball IQ perspective, but physically, he was just like them." But then the summer before his high school freshman year, Zion sprouted up 5 inches. Trivia, guys.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. In high school, which class elective did Zion choose to attend? A, Mandarin Chinese, B, poetry, or C, clothing design? Let's go with Maurice first.
I'm going to go clothing design.
All right. Ben?
Mandarin.
Okay, and Lucas.
I'm going to go poetry.
Lucas, this is for you.
Hey, let's go.
Okay.
Maurice, why'd you pick clothing design? I'm just curious.
Well, I just think a lot of NBA players, and they get into fashion. So,
well, look at his hairstyle. He's got the Z in his. So that's what I thought you were thinking about.
Okay,
he has the style with his hair. And Ben, why'd you pick Mandarin Chinese? I'm just curious.
I thought like he'd be. No, I mean, anime is technically Japanese, but I just thought maybe he had like an affinity for like Asian cartoons, Asian culture. Okay. So that's
hold up. Has he shown that affinity in the past?
Well, his generation.
But his generation, Gen Z, is like really into that.
Right.
Yeah.
They're more into anime.
Yeah. Okay, fair.
That actually makes sense, man. Never would have thought that.
But I don't know if anime is Chinese. That's the only thing. I think it's Japanese. Right. Yeah.
I got a quote from his writing teacher. So in 2019, there was an article ESPN published written by Mina Keems. Zion took a creative writing class, and his teacher, Bill Pell, praised him in an interview saying, quote, "He's a hell of a poet," unquote. Appreciative of Pell's teaching role in Zion's high school experience, Zion actually wrote a letter to his teacher before he graduated. You guys want to hear what he wrote?
Sure.
So Zion wrote to his teacher, quote, "As my high school journey ends, I wish you could go with me. Instead, I will take the lessons you have taught me and apply them to my next chapter." So Zion with a little bit of writing flair there. Now, on the court, guys, Zion was not getting as much attention as you'd think, despite his tremendous talent. Can anybody guess which hip-hop star wore Zion's high school jersey, sending Zion's Instagram through the roof? Anybody jump in?
I think it was Drake.
I don't know many younger hip hop stars, so this is gonna be bad, guys.
Just throw a name out there.
I'm gonna say Lil Baby. That's someone I know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lucas.
See, the thing is, like, I knew this happened, but I don't remember the rapper, so I'm going to take a shot in the dark here and say NBA Youngboy.
Okay. All right. That's definitely a shot in the dark. The answer goes to Maurice.
Okay. Yeah, it was Drake.
So it was Drake.
Yeah,
so
okay. It was worth a shot. Look, the guy's name is NBA Youngboy, so...
That's good logic, but Drake is a huge NBA fan. We all know that.
Yes.
Yeah, we all know that. So according to NBA.com, Zion was the number 2 overall prospect in the class of 2018 by ESPN. It is no surprise that he was a McDonald's All-American, and he represented Team USA at the Nike Hoop Summit. How did he earn those accolades? He helped lead Spartanburg Day School to 3 consecutive South Carolina AA State High School championships. Over under 38 points per game for Zion's high school career. 38 points, Ben.
Over. It's a wild number, so I'm going to go over.
All right, Lucas.
They only play, 32 minutes in a high school game, so it's going to be under.
And Maurice.
I'm going to go over.
This is for Maurice and Ben.
Ooh.
Guys, they only play 32 minutes a game. Come on.
Lucas is right. He averaged,
could have been efficient.
but still, he averaged 36.4 points a game.
Wow.
He was close.
Yeah.
So he averaged more points than minutes per game. Did he play
I saw this on. Do you know who was number 1 in his class?
I was actually going to ask that.
I know it because
Who
I
was
saw
it?
it on Twitter. It's RJ Barrett.
Yes.
It was his college teammate.
That makes sense.
Duke had the top 2 prospects that year.
Duke did that again. Did that with Jason Tatum's class too, right? With him and Harry Giles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So his other high school numbers include 11.4 rebounds and 3.5 dimes. One more over under before we move on. Points that Zion scored in the 2018 championship game. Over under 34 points. Lucas.
Ooh.
In the championship game?
Yep.
I'm going to say over.
Maurice.
Gotta go over.
Ben.
I'm going to go under. Yeah.
All right. Maurice and Lucas, you are correct. So he scored.
Like Nick Nurse for the challenges here.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
No, not time for Sixers talk yet.
All right.
Later.
I had to, though. Right.
With Ben, there is no perfect time. It's just whenever it
All
pops
the
out.
time.
Yeah.
So in the championship game, he came up clutch. He had 37 points, 17 rebounds, and 6 block shots.
Wow.
So what stands out to you guys about Zion pre-college? Let's go with Maurice first.
Well, I mean, he was efficient. Even for high school basketball, even for his size, I'm going to assume 6'5", 6'6" at that point.
Mm-hmm.
He was very efficient. And he is efficient in the NBA when he's healthy. We see later on when he came to Duke, we saw more of the athleticism. But when Zion's healthy and on the court, one of the more, I would say, dynamically, analytically better players. I mean, that doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
But
no, that true shooting, that makes sense. I get it.
Yeah.
True,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he's one of the better players in the league.
All right, Ben.
Kind of piggyback what Maurice said about the injuries. He's one of these guys, and we see a lot of guys in the league like this, like John Morant, Embiid, guys who get injured because it's kind of the style of play. They're a little reckless, but they're so athletic for their size. And I think it works to a certain point, but over an 82-game season, it doesn't. And so that's kind of what stands out. Because you think back to Zion, like we're remembering, and right now it's probably his lowest point in his career.
Yeah,
and I know he'll like recover, but like thinking back, NBA season's grueling, especially during the playoffs. What stands out, Uriah, and makes sense, and it's kind of because he has guard skills, is you said he grew 5 inches?
Yeah, 5 inches, yeah.
Yeah, and as we know, we all play basketball. In middle school is kind of really where you work, and if he was playing probably point guard, shooting guard at that level, that's why you see, and then he just had this amazing athleticism. So that's kind of what stands out the most.
Yeah, remember his coach, his AAU coach said that he didn't tower above his competition as a sixth grader. So he was probably playing a lot of guard. Lucas, what about you?
I guess the first thing that stuck out is that his mom was his coach. We always talk about parents being involved. This was another parent that was involved here. Didn't hear much about his dad. I don't know if he was involved or not, but mom was, and that's the important part, right?
Right. Yeah, his stepdad actually, I think, played college ball, and I think his biological father played football. What stands out to me is the Drake effect and how Instagram, just right at that time, Zion was viral, and he wasn't even at college yet. I remember being at a Sixers game, sitting behind some teenagers, and they were on their phone, and they just kept watching highlight reels of this kid with this cool hairstyle, and he's over like really huge compared to other high school kids, and it was Zion. That's when I knew like this kid is going to be special, and he's going to be highly coveted. You guys want to hear his stats from Duke?
Yes.
All right.
Let's go.
In an Esquire.com interview, Zion admits that he was starstruck sometimes playing for Coach K at Duke. He said, quote, "We'd be in a game, and then, I'm looking over at Coach for the play, and I'm like, man, that's Coach K right there. He's my coach," unquote. Speaking of Coach K, while playing for the Hall of Fame coach, Zion impressed many who assumed that he was just a dunker. Coach K had this to say about Zion's overall game, quote, "People say, well, I didn't know he could do that," in which I replied, well, you were only looking at one thing. So here are some stats from his 1 year at Duke. 2018-2019, Zion averaged 22.6 points, 8.6 boards, and he shot, get ready for this, 68% from the field. Over under Zion's 3-point percentage, let's go at 35%. Lucas, what do you go with?
I think it's going to be over.
Yeah, I think it's going to be over. Volume, college 3-point line, so I think definitely over.
I'll be different. I'll say under. I don't remember. I did watch him a lot in Duke, and I don't remember him shooting that many threes per game. I may be wrong.
Okay.
I know you got the answer.
Well, you are actually correct. He shot 33% at Duke from beyond the arc. He always had that kind of strange shooting motion.
Yeah,
but
he had a little hitch, yes.
Yeah, definitely. Still kind of has a little bit. So here are some of Zion's game highs as a Blue Devil. Game high, 35 points against Syracuse. Rebounds, he had 17 against Boston College. And steals, well, he had 5 against Syracuse. How about over-under blocks for a game? Let's go with 5. Maurice?
Way over.
Okay. Ben?
I'm going to say over. Yeah, he has games where he just is, such a good help defender.
All right, Lucas.
I'm going to second/third that. Yeah.
All right. You guys are all correct. We got our first consensus. So against Army West Point, Zion had 6 blocks.
Yeah, I remember in that one playing game last year, his defense looked good before he got hurt.
Yeah.
It looked really good. Yeah.
All right. So he didn't stay long at Duke. He put his name into the NBA draft, where he was selected number 1 overall by the New Orleans Pelicans.
With the first pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the New Orleans Pelicans select Zion Williamson from Duke University.
Emotions evident for Zion as he becomes the 3rd number 1 overall pick from Duke. That ties Kentucky for the most in the common draft era. The Blue Devils previously taken number 1 overall, Elton Brand and Kyrie Irving. Zion averaged over 20.
All right, I'm going to go to Lucas first. What stands out to you about Zion at Duke?
I mean, we always go back to the famous part where he made a shoe explode, right? That's what we think of, right? Whenever he played at Duke. Yeah. I mean, just the amount, like, he was a grown man at the age of 18 playing amongst boys.
Yeah.
That's the thing that we have to remember here. And I mean, even in the NBA today, he's a grown man. I mean, there's not very many players that can body him up. And if they can, he's going to be faster than that. So.
Yeah, good point. Ben, what about you?
We didn't have this term yet, like capture the flag. We weren't this creative yet because it started, I think, more with Wemby. But Zion was that. So for me, it's just like the hype around whoever got that number 1 pick. Like, it was such a big deal because you knew he was going to be really good. And he was really, really good right away. Yeah. And when he's healthy and in shape, he is that guy. Yeah. When he's healthy, he has top 5 player offensive ability. It's just completely unstoppable. So that's kind of what stands out. You knew it would translate.
Dude, yeah. I agree. Maurice?
17 rebounds in a game. That's actually really impressive for a guy who's 6'6". We're not talking a 7-footer. We're not talking a center. We're talking a small forward, power forward who is known throughout his college years just as a dunker. Let's just be honest. His highlights were mostly alley-oops and, stuff like that when we see his explosiveness. But 17 rebounds is nothing to slight at.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I agree. And a few little extra things that I just want to mention. So Zion, when he made the NCAA tournament, Zion's 57 points over his first 2 NCAA tournament games was only surpassed by Kevin Durant as the highest scoring freshman in the tournament's opening weekend. And he also set Duke's freshman record for 25-point games with 16. The hype surrounding him, Ben, coming out of Duke was well-deserved.
Yeah.
So now it's time to talk about Sir Charles, the round mound of rebound, the Chuckster, the Chuck Wagon, the Prince of Pizza, the Incredible Bulk, the Leaning Tower of Pizza, Bread Truck, Boy Gorge, Love Boat, Food World, the Crisco Kid, the Wide Load from Leeds, Ton of Fun, the Good Time Blimp. Do you think I got them all, guys?
Round mound of rebound.
Yeah, I think look, first off, he must love pizza.
That was his thing in the 80s, I guess. I don't know. But before he got those nicknames, he was born Charles Wade Barkley in Leeds, Alabama on February 20th, 1963. He was raised by his mother and grandmother in public housing in a small home with a yard. Unfortunately, Barkley's father was not in his life, and apparently his dad made promises to send support checks in the mail, but he never did. Charles attended a school in Alabama where it was just being integrated. In a Sports Illustrated interview, he recalls a man named Mr. Allen taking him and 2 other black children to school for the first time because there were no school buses. Random trivia. As a kid, which kind of mischief did Barkley get into? A, he would steal cakes from the grocery store. B, he would throw eggs at his neighbor's mailbox. Or C, he would steal jars of milk from the milkman's truck. Let's go with Maurice first.
That milkman one sounds so out of there. I don't think it is. But I'm gonna go with it though. He used to steal jars of milk from the milkman. When they actually had milkmen, they don't even have that no more. But,
right.
I mean, this is the 70s, dude. 60s, 70s.
Steal jars from the milkman.
Lucas, what do you think?
That's a tough one. They're all pretty outrageous. I'm going to go with the egging. That seems the most normal of the 3.
All right. And Ben?
Knowing Charles, he's like, yeah, no, it's the milkman one. I can just see like him doing that. Yeah.
All right. You guys are all...
No?
Come on. He used to steal cakes from the grocery store.
That was like wow.
Yeah, he couldn't help himself. He liked those Little Debbie's, or I don't know what they had down there back then, but yeah. So that was Charles as a I guess a juvenile. So at age 13, he was 5'10", 220 pounds. But then he had a huge growth spurt in high school. Let's skip ahead to his high school days. According to NCAA.com, the Alabama Journal had Charles Barkley ranked 7th in the state the summer before his high school senior year. I was able to dig up his high school stats. You guys want to hear him?
Okay, let's do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that year, Chuck averaged almost 20 points, close to 19 rebounds, 5 blocks, and 3 assists per game. Can you guys believe that Charles was the starting center for his high school team?
I can absolutely.
I can see that.
Oh, yeah. He played a little center sometimes in lineups. Yeah.
Look, he's a strong guy, and, not all high schools have super tall kids, especially back in the 70s.
Exactly.
And the 5'10", like, you said he was in high school at 5'10"?
No. He hit 13. A growth spurt before.
13, yeah. So, again, like, it's they put you at guard, so you learn guard skills.
You can... In high school, most centers play are like at least you can play like center at like 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So,
believe it or not, Chuck was not getting recruited by big colleges until his senior year, according to the Montgomery Advertiser. It wasn't until Barkley put up big numbers against arguably the best player in the state that he got on the radar of top schools. Have you guys ever heard of Bobby Lee Hurt?
No.
Okay. So Bobby Lee was the top player on S.R. Butler High, whose team was unbeaten in 1981. Barkley was terrified. I repeat, he was terrified to play against Bobby Lee. In a Charles Barkley biography written by Timothy Bella, Barkley is quoted, "I was scared, intimidated by the prospect of playing Bobby Lee Hurt. The realization of the magnitude of the encounter was almost too much to bear. I damn near threw up, Kenny." Is that all right?
Uriah, that was great. That was
cringy,
amazing.
But
I didn't even
was
practice.
accurate.
No.
I didn't even practice.
No. Keep it. Let's.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was close. It was close.
I got more Chuck. I got some more in me.
I don't know if I'm ready for more of that.
Okay. Charles would appreciate that.
What happened when Charles went head-to-head against Bobby Lee? He put up 24 points. He grabbed 20 rebounds against the legendary Alabama high school hooper. Any thoughts on Chuck before getting to college?
19 rebounds is insane.
Yeah.
What Lucas said, it's only 32 minutes.
Right.
Like that's wild.
You're catching at least half the missed shots at that point.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
And that's an average. So there's probably games he was like getting like 30 plus. Yeah, it makes sense because of what he did in the NBA.
Right.
But yeah, he always had a knack for it. So that was kind of cool to hear. That
So
it was
the
like
rebounds?
he was kind of always that player.
Okay.
I think the craziest thing is that he wasn't like regarded that high. But look, when I was in high school, I had the same problem. You know, I was 6'10". I'm not 6'10". I wish I was 6'10". No, I was 5'10" in high school, and I was playing power forward center too.
Right.
So like when you're undersized and you're playing that position, you have to be like super, super physical, and you have to have sound technique and sound footwork in order to be any sort of effective.
Yeah.
Same thing I said about Zion. Barkley was even shorter, and grabbing 20 boards,
Right.
20 games in high school, that's really impressive. This is Alabama we're talking about. You have to be an impressive player just to get on that radar. Maybe in an area where there's not really a lot of standouts.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, Chuck, he showed out in high school, but then he showed out in college. Chuck played college ball at Auburn. I'm sure we all know that. During his 3 years, he averaged 14 points and 9.6 rebounds. What was Barkley's game like at Auburn? Despite his 250-pound frame, he was very active on both sides of the floor. Charles was often described as a one-man fast break, unstoppable in transition. Defensively, he even broke Auburn's single-season block record by his 12th game of his first year. Auburn's coach had this to say about Charles when he played under him, quote, "I think Auburn people were starved for somebody to identify with, to cling to, or support. He arrived on the scene at the right time. I think he's a really hot item because of his mannerisms more than anything, the spectacular way that he scores or rebounds or blocks shots." You guys want to hear about his best games at Auburn real quick?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Barkley's career high was 35 against Tennessee. In that game, he made 13 out of 14 field goals. Against Kentucky star Mel Turpin, he put up 3 double-doubles. Here are a few awards that Chuck earned in college. His junior year, he made all SEC All-Tournament team. He won SEC Tournament MVP, and he was the SEC Player of the Year. What Auburn record do you guys think Charles Barkley still holds to this day?
It has to be the rebounding, right?
Well, I think it's rebounding, but I'll be different. I'll say blocks.
I'll be different and say field goal percentage.
Ben. Good job.
I was thinking about that.
Okay.
Field goal?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
So to this day, Barkley holds the record, 62%.
Has Auburn produced that many NBA players since Chuck? I don't feel like they have.
Anthony Edwards, right?
No.
He's the only one.
No, Anthony
Why
Edwards.
did I think Auburn? Someone really good went to Auburn. Someone else, like recently.
We'll look that up later. True or false, Charles Barkley made the 1984 Olympic men's basketball team.
That is false.
Wasn't 84 the last year that they had the college kids, and wasn't he drafted in 83? So it would be...
No, he drafted 84 draft.
Okay, I'm still going to say false.
Ben, unfortunately, your Sixers fan card is revoked. Everyone should know that.
It's
Barkley
because you're not
did
wearing
not-
a beanie like me and Maurice.
Barkley did not make the Olympic team. Despite balling out at the Olympic trials, he did not impress Bobby Knight enough to be selected. It all worked out, though, because the Chuckster was picked in the first round by Philly in the 1984 draft.
The Philadelphia 76ers select Charles Barkley of Auburn University. The round mound of rebound, tipping the scales, the latest at 300 pounds. He is one of the most exciting players to come out of college. And he now will be alongside Julius Erving and Moses Malone in the city of brotherly love.
Well, I think that's a good choice. And he can score, he'll excite the crowd, and they'll be able to bring him along slowly. Have Dr. J there. and Jones. I think it's an excellent choice. They need a scorer. He can score. He can pass. And in that fast break situation, he'll fit in very, very well.
So I have two questions. Who was the guy talking at the end that was doing?
I was wondering the same thing. I don't know.
And then secondly, didn't he not want to get drafted to Philly, so he purposely gained weight?
I heard something like that.
That was true. Yeah.
Okay.
But why wouldn't he want to play with Dr. J and Mo Cheese? I don't know.
Maybe he wanted to run his own team. I don't know.
I did hear a story about that one, that he didn't want to get drafted by the Sixers.
So then when he got there, Moses Malone was like, young blood, you got to lose weight fast.
Yeah, get your butt in shape. All right, so what do we think about Barkley at Auburn?
I'm going to say that he was the best player to ever play for Auburn, period.
Boom. I like it. Concise and probably factual. Ben?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, factual. I looked it up. It's like Walker Kessler is like the next best player. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's older guys, but currently.
I did remember, I don't remember it. I wasn't alive. But I do remember seeing highlights of him at Auburn. And, man, it reminded me, and I think this is why this is such a great comparison, because it reminded me so much of Zion at Duke.
Right.
Like, besides the alley-oops, Barkley was never like above the rim type player, but his high flying and explosiveness also, for his size, was really remarkable. Mind you, this is the 84 draft we're talking about. So this is Hakeem Jordan. And so
Stockton.
But Charles Barkley was right there. And man, the Sixers, I mean, I don't remember how the Sixers got that pick, but
it was a trade. I think it was with the Clippers back in the 80s.
That's actually in my notes. That's in my notes.
Okay.
Yeah,
My bad.
Well, the Sixers got lucky.
Yeah.
Because they were just coming off of a championship a year before that.
Yeah.
And they got a future Hall of Fame player right there. So it didn't work out, but, still got a big talent.
All right.
He was really dominant, and he probably would have gone like top 1 or 2 in another draft. And as we've done, this is one of the best drafts of all time, if not the best. So, yeah, I would say he would have been a top pick. I think that's what stands out.
Yeah.
But he was Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yeah. Real quick note, and Lucas alluded to it earlier. It's like, how did the Sixers end up getting Charles Barkley at number 5? Well, the Sixers, if you don't know, they were always a playoff contender in the early 80s. So what happened was, in 1978, there was a trade with the Clippers that sent World B free out west, while Philly landed the Clippers' 1984 first round.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's how that worked out. I'm done with my section. Lucas, you ready?
Yes, sir. Let's get to it.
All right.
Second quarter. Statistics.
What about that block? Zion from the weak side. Hey, that'll get them up on their feet. Hey, because somebody from the
Ingram and Zion have to have chemistry. It's Zion. He goes quickly with it against Thompson. Fouled, counted, and one! Zion with the flex!
So you catch him, he's individually moving to the strong hand, physically overpowering a guy who's pretty big and good individually. Look at Tristan Thompson.
He's going to be in the top 10. He is a long guard, 6'5", and a good wingspan. And a good move. It'll be Zion on the hammer. Metu doesn't know it hit him. Power play early, very early.
You want to see a dead body? Bang.
Would you like to be in this poster?
So those were the highlights. Here's the numbers for Xanos, a.k.a. Zion Williamson. He's listed at 6'6", and he is 284 pounds. Only worn the number 1 for the New Orleans Pelicans. Despite being in the NBA for 6 seasons, he's only played in 5 of them. He missed the whole 2021-22 season with an injury. That being said, there were options here, but I felt most comfortable going with the 2000 and 2021 season, the COVID year. He averaged 27 points, 7 rebounds, a little bit more than 3.5 assists, 1 steal, a half block.
Only a half block?
You sure? Only a half block. It was 0.6, yes.
Wow. Okay.
He's not a shot blocker. His best shot blocking season was this year, but he's only played 6 games so far because of injury, and that's 1.2.
Okay.
The rest of them pretty much stay in that 0.06 range. He shot 61% from the field, 29.5% from the three-point line, and 69% from the free throw line. Tell me about his best season so far. I'll start with Ben.
I saw him. I was working in New Orleans, and I think he had one of his best games. The Sixers were randomly in town when I was there that year in 2021, 2020, and he was just like, holy, I think he had like 37 and 16.
Yeah.
And completely unstoppable. He has such incredible touch around the rim. Outside of like obviously being able to dunk, his touch around the rim is unbelievable.
Was that the game that he had the non-contact injury and he went out in like the third quarter against the Sixers? Because I knew that happened.
Okay, well, I don't know. He had 37 and like 16 and like 7. So I think he played the whole game.
Okay.
You could look it up. It was in New Orleans. It would have been April. But for me, what stands out is the field goal percentage. It's crazy how his ability to finish around the rim is just to get to his spots. He has really high IQ there, so that's kind of what stands out.
I should also note he was only 20 years old in that season.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm actually just going to climb on that bandwagon with Ben. Field goal percentage, 61% that season, Lucas, that you mentioned. To be his size and to have so much body control near the rim, the touch around the rim, very similar to Charles Barkley. Like these guys are the same player in the paint, undersized, body control, strength, finesse when it needs to be applied. So yeah, I would say that field goal percentage is remarkable.
I'm actually surprised. Uriah brought it up, but I'm surprised about that block per game. You would think just because of his leap and ability that he will block more than that. I don't know. Maybe it was something to it. Maybe he had like a little injury.
Dude, the only time that he averaged more than 1 block a game was this season. So I don't think so.
Trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, but that's actually a really impressive number for it to be low. Obviously, when we do this, we give.
Were you guys expecting like a block and a half a game?
Yeah,
pretty much.
He's had like elite defenders on his team, so it makes sense they wouldn't use him. Like he's had Herb Jones, Najee Marshall, Dyson Daniels. He's had really elite defenders.
He's actually probably been the weak link on that team defensively outside of CJ McCollum.
Yeah.
So I will say this: the field goal percentage last season and this season has gone down. Last season it was at 57%, and this season, like I said, only 6 games because he's been out with a hamstring. It's only been 45%.
Yeah, sample size.
Yeah,
small sample size, but hopefully it's nothing. Scoring's been down the last 2 seasons as well. Been at 22 points per game versus 26 and 27 the 2 previous seasons. His career stats so far are 24.5 points, 6.5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, half block, pretty much 59% shooting from the field, 34% from the three-point line, and 69.5% from the foul line. All right, let's go to the career highs then. Over under 40 points as a career high.
I'm going to go over.
Yeah, I got a feeling he had a 50 burger.
I'm going to go over.
You are all correct, but Uriah, you were way off. It was only 43.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
And that was during the 22-23 season.
Okay.
Career high in rebounds, 18. Over under.
I got to go under just because his stats just don't scream rebounder.
Under.
I'm going to be different. I'm going to say over.
Maurice, you are... It's actually under. It's at 15.
Okay.
Assist. Over under 8.
8. I'm trying to think if he's ever had a triple double. I feel like he never got a triple double, but I feel like it's over. I think he got 9.
Okay, Maurice.
I'm gonna go over.
Ben.
Under.
Ben, you are. It's actually 11.
Oh, he did get a triple double. Oh no,
I don't know if it was a triple double.
Right.
But he's. Remember, they played Point Zion a few times throughout the year.
Point Zion. Yeah,
that's what they call it, Point Zion.
Yeah.
He's had 6 steals and 5 blocks as career highs and 9 turnovers.
6 steals. I mean,
6 steals,
You just said he's not defensively. He could have been a liability. I kind of disagree. I think just athletically, he had enough. He has enough.
Do you want me to go into the advanced numbers on the defense? Because I can.
If it's not too confusing, yeah.
So defensive rating for per 100 possessions, he has never had below 112. For our listeners that don't understand that, if you have below a 10 in today's NBA, that's pretty good. And this season so far, granted small sample size, but it was at 119. His defensive box plus minus score has only been in the positive 2 seasons. So, yes, he is a defensive liability most of the time.
So
or if he's a positive, it's not very big. His best defensive season was 2022, 2023, where he was a +1.
Your benchmark was, you said 110?
110 is generally in today's NBA. In today's NBA now, if we were doing 15, 20 years ago, 105 or below would be good.
Okay. Good call.
So the defensive rating is like how many points you would give up per 100 possessions, or your team gives up per 100 possessions with you on the court.
Analytically, it says different, but
I would put him in the same tier of Jokic defensively.
Really?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know about
Jokic is like, he has good hands in the passing lane, but overall is like meh.
Well, that game winner
come up with a block or a steal. I think Zion could do it more than Jokic.
I think Zion has the capability of being better, but his physique plus his energy levels probably impact his ability to play good defense.
Right.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, the one thing I would say is Jokic doesn't have as much of ability to switch that Zion does. So, like, if you're playing zone or a little bit of a help defense, Zion would be better. But I get what you're saying. They're not really added value.
The high, Lucas, that stood out to me was scoring. I would think he would get more, but I'm not going to steal Maurice's thunder. He does have some teammates that need touches and shots too, so that probably limits his scoring.
Do you think a guy with his frame can really carry the scoring load for, like, obviously he can dominate, but like, do you want to go to him every possession, or is that going to wear him out?
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
So anyway, that's it for Zion. Any other thoughts before we go to the Chuckster?
Nope.
Let's go ahead and switch over.
Barkley really getting good position down low. Now the step in reverse. Now Barkley. Leave him out there. Charles got the step on Horace, and the left-hander is good. Ball. Barkley in the circle. Barkley in the lane, and Barkley scores. Puts his head down. Shot it high off the glass, no good, but Charles Barkley there to clean it. I don't think. KJ spins into traffic. Now Charles. That's twice they a 12-point lead. Cut to 8, and a steal by Charles, and here he comes. A lot of one-on-one basketball from the Suns tonight. And here comes that freight train into the lane. Marley to Barkley, who's been very quiet in the second half, but not anymore.
Johnson finds him for 3. Oh, one got the game. On the switch, it's Barkley. He's in trade for Sam Perkins going to the Sonic. Worthy by... Playing the game, all about good effort. You got to make good effort on both ends of the court. Charles Barkley breaks the defense down. Up comes over, finds Oliver Miller for one play. Barkley pulls it in. Here comes Miller.
So those were the highlights. Here are the numbers. Before I get into the numbers, though, I want to say that I think Charles Barkley has the most nicknames of any player that we have ever had on this thing, because I'm looking at the basketball reference right now, and the amount of nicknames is ridiculous. I don't even think Uriah said all of them, honestly.
But the best one is round mound and rebound.
Oh, of course. That's the best one. Sir Charles. Those are the twos that he's known most
Sir
for.
Charles would I remember.
Yeah. Okay, so that being said, he is also 6'6". Okay, over-under, is he heavier or lighter than Zion's 281?
Coming out of college?
What they have listed on Basketball Reference.
He ended up being lighter than that, so he's lighter than that.
Yeah. So I mean, Uriah said Auburn. He hit him at 300.
Yeah,
which is crazy. His legitimate height, I would say, was 6'5".
Well, they got him listed here at 6'6", so I go with
6'5". And his playing weight was about 240.
Who's the other undersized power forward whose height has been tweaked a little bit that we've talked about on this pod in the past?
Dennis Rodman, maybe?
Nope, we haven't done Dennis yet.
Yeah, but I wonder if we talked about him.
We did a whole episode about him and
Draymond Green.
Draymond Green.
Yeah. Grab Ben.
So anyway, it's 253.
Okay.
No, 252. My mistake. He's worn 34 for 2 different teams, but he's worn 32 in one other number. Do you guys know what the other number was? I'll tell you the team. It was the Houston Rockets.
I know it too.
Okay, what is it?
4.
4. Yeah, it's 4. He wore 2 numbers for the Sixers. It was 34 and 32, though.
Do we know why he wore 32?
I actually don't, so please tell me.
The season that Magic Johnson had come out and had AIDS, Charles Barkley wore number 32 to honor his friend Magic Johnson.
Well, that was very 32. Nice, Charles.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, we're going to go to the best season. Now, this might be a little bit of a controversial take, but I'm going to take it anyway because I think this was his best season.
Take it, Lucas.
It was the 87-88 season.
Okay.
He averaged 28 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, shade under 4 turnovers a game, and 3.5 fouls per game while shooting 58, almost 59% from the field, 28% from 3, and 75% from the foul line. Now that's when he was with the Sixers, and I think that was the year after they traded Moses Malone, if I'm correct.
Around that time, yeah.
That was his first season. It looks to be like he was the guy there. So
yes, Dr. J retired the season before as well. Yep. So yeah, he's the guy.
Yep.
So that and I'm not Ben. I'm sorry, I gotta say this because there's a reason why this is controversial. This wasn't his MVP season.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
I think we all know. What his MVP season was.
So it was just but like if you look at the numbers, he was just better.
Yeah,
he put up better production those seasons. Also, he led the league in field goal percentage, 2-point percentage, and effective field goal percentage that season. 2-point percentage, which means just 2-point shots with inside the arc, was 63%.
Okay.
Which wasn't even the highest of his career. It was actually like the 4th highest, but still.
Okay.
Like very efficient inside the paint. So anyway, I'm going to go to the guy that was probably like a teenager when all this was going on, and I'm going to go to Uriah first.
I don't know how to take that. I don't know if that's a compliment or...
You can take it however you want, sir.
You know what? It's funny, Lucas, you say it, because when I was in middle school, I used to get these basketball almanacs, NBA basketball. They were this thick, probably like maybe 4 inches thick.
Do you still have any of them?
I wish. I think they're in my mom's basement or something.
You need to do some exploring.
I will next time I go. So I remember I was infatuated with statistics. I would learn every player's stats, and Charles Barkley, as my favorite player at the time, I knew all of his stats. I knew that he led the league in rebounding. I knew that he had the highest field goal percentage among forwards at that time. So all these stats that you mentioned from that season, Lucas, just take me back to when I was in middle school, not high school.
Okay, I was close. You could be a teenager in middle school.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, his stats are remarkable. Absolutely.
What about you, Ben?
Yeah, his field goal percentage, I always forget. Because how he scored is similar to Zion. It's a lot of in the paint.
Yep.
Mid-range jumpers.
Yeah, in the paint. His is more getting offensive rebounds than scoring. So that's where it's a little different than Zion. But
okay. Let me ask you this to follow up. Under 5 offensive rebounds that season.
Ooh,
per game?
Per game.
I'm going to go over.
I think you're trying to trick us.
Yeah,
I'm going to go
me? Trick you guys never.
I'm going to go under.
Maurice?
Over.
Uriah was right. I was trying to trick you guys.
Yeah.
It's under?
It is 4.8.
Okay.
So there were plenty of seasons. His highest season in offensive rebounding was the season before at 5.7.
Wow.
He did lead the NBA that season in total rebounds at 14.6.
Yeah.
Like his highlights are always him getting it's 3 or 4 attempts and then he scores.
Right.
He just out hustles everyone and then just eventually scores.
He learned that from Moses Malone.
And not only that, Ben, there are plenty of highlights where he would get an offensive rebound and off of 2 feet under the basket amongst traffic, he would go up and dunk with 2 hands.
I know.
Yeah.
His explosiveness, like Zion, was through the roof.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, going back to the MVP thing, we know who won MVP that year. And he had like one of the greatest seasons of all time. So that's the reason why.
MJ.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you where he finished in the MVP voting.
What is that?
Third,
MVP
I'm going to
voting?
say.
I think it was third.
Probably third.
Yeah.
It's actually fourth.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who are the other? Like, can we guess who the others?
Hang on.
It's going to be Magic and
I'd
Larry.
have to open up a new window, but I can tell you.
Magic and Larry.
Magic, Michael, and Larry. Yeah, probably those three.
Potentially Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, Larry and Magic, Charles, and then Clyde was fifth. We've done Clyde episode recently. He was fifth that
Drexler.
season.
Yeah.
And then Dominique, Hakeem were 6th, 7th. Karl Malone, 8th. Now, okay, I ran into this player recently, and I had no idea who this is. Who's Fat Lever?
Don't know.
He played for the Nuggets.
He played for the Nuggets, yes.
He was 9th in MVP that year. Apparently, he was like a triple-double machine.
Yeah. Fat was a really good player.
And then Stockton was 10th. Alex English was 11th. Isaiah Thomas was 12th. That's where he was.
Going back to Charles, I think you talked enough with statistics and such. Was Charles Barkley more athletic and explosive than Zion?
Ooh, that's a really good... I think he's stronger.
No,
I think he's stronger.
Just because of blocks,
I think
he actually blocked. He rebounded more.
I think that Charles got pretty in shape. I think Zion's getting there, but like
I love the Barkley highlights, but Duke Zion was out of control.
Duke Zion could jump more, but I think Charles was stronger. Yeah. He is a stronger man than Zion.
Yeah, I think Zion's vertical is probably higher, but Barkley, there's a highlight where Barkley was like a 4-on-1 fast break. Cleveland Cavaliers coming down the lane. Ron Harper is going up for a one-hand dunk. Barkley, he blocks him. Then a Cavalier got an offensive rebound, tried to shoot a layup, and Barkley grabbed it out of the air and brought it down. Zion is not doing that. Barkley is an underrated defender for his size.
Yeah.
I do want to note some other things real quick. First, I want to ask before I note these things. First off, did Shaq and Charles ever go at it in the paint?
Go at
it? If they did, who won? Like, no. I knew they fought. That's not the question. Yeah. No, I'm talking like, did Charles ever try to post up Shaq?
Probably in the Phoenix days. Probably in the Phoenix days.
Yeah, probably.
I'm just saying, if you guys saw it, I want to know who wins because Shaq. Okay,
Shaq.
All right.
Yeah. I actually do remember that fight too.
Shaq because Charles threw the ball at the back of Shaq's head.
Yeah,
and Shaq just missed his head with that punch.
That would
have been dangerous.
I'm all for it. I'm glad they're on TV now. Now, two other things I want to note before we move on to like career stats real quick. He led the league in effective field goal percentage twice, and he led the league in 2-point percentage 5 times.
Wow.
From 86 to 91.
Now, mind you, this is a different era. So less 3-point shots, more inside game. So
I mean, he averaged probably around 13 to 14 2-point shots a games during that span.
Wow.
So the lowest one was the 90-91 season, and that was 61.4.
Okay.
He was really just a master inside the paint at that point. Career stats real quick. 22 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, steal and a half, a little less than a block per game, 54% from the field, 26.5% from the 3-point line, and 73.5% from the foul line.
It's crazy how much better guys can shoot now.
Especially the foul shots.
The foul shots is what stands out. That's what I meant. Like you would never, even like guys like Iverson had like years where they're shooting under 80%. You would never see that in today's game.
Though I do want to note that Zion actually is shooting worse for his career from the foul line than Charles did.
Yeah,
so
it's true.
Keep that in mind. So anyway, any thoughts on that before we go to career highs?
The 4 assists.
The 4 assists? For his career, he was a little bit of a playmaker.
Pretty impressive, yeah. So he was, and it makes sense because I remember, I think in Phoenix, they ran him at point forward at times. I know they had Kevin Johnson and Dan Marley, but...
Right.
I mean, if you can run the offense through somebody else, you should.
Yeah.
Especially if they're bigger, even though he probably wasn't that much bigger. Like normal, Zion had a career high of scoring of 43. Over under Zion's career high of scoring. I'll go with Maurice first.
Charles,
yeah. No. Zion's career high scoring was 43. Now we're comparing to see if Charles had more or less.
Okay.
So, or tied. More or less or tied. Maurice.
I'm going to go more.
More. Ben?
Definitely more.
Uriah?
Yeah, I think there was a playoff game where he had 55 against
This
Jordan.
is just regular season.
Regular season? Oh, well, still, though, Barkley was always the man, so I'm sure he had enough touches to get over 43.
Yeah, it was over, guys. It was 47. It was in that season that we just highlighted here. He beat Zion single season, career high in 5 seasons in his career. So that was pretty impressive here. Now, this is going to be a fun one. I'm not just going to do total rebounds. I'm going to do offensive and defensive rebounds on top of total. Okay, so career high in offensive rebounds, 15.
Offensive rebounds?
Offensive rebounds?
Yes. Over under.
Jeez.
I'm going to say over because I think he's had over 30 rebound games. So I'm going to say over.
I'm going to say tie.
I'm going to say under.
Ben's the only one correct. He got 16 in a game.
16 offensive
So
rebounds?
wild.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
What was his total in that game?
I don't know that game, but his high for that season was 25.
Okay.
Ooh, my God.
Now, over under defensive rebounds, 20 as a career high.
I'll go over.
Over.
I'll go over.
Yeah, you all correct. It's 25.
Cool.
Damn.
Now, here's one. 34 total rebounds as a career high. Over
34.
under.
All I got to say is I think it's the clear distinction between these players is rebounding.
Yeah.
Charles
Absolutely.
Barkley was
I
a
mean,
monster.
Yeah.
That being said, I'll say over.
You'll say over?
I'm going to say that's a tie.
You think that's a tie? Okay.
I'm going to say 33, so I'm going to say under.
Ben, do you have the stats in front of you?
No.
It is 33.
Okay.
Yeah, it was 33.
He was the first player I watched. He was the first player I ever watched, Barkley.
That 33 rebound game came in the 96-97 season.
Oh,
okay.
The Rockets team. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Towards the
Here
end
in
of his
Houston.
career. Okay.
Yeah.
I was sadly at the game against when Steve Francis, I think, was a rookie. He played in Philly, Barkley.
Yeah.
And it was like a big retire, and he got hurt.
Oh, that was the last game.
I remember
I was at that
yeah.
game.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was sad. They had to carry him off, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's awful.
Let's go to assists. Over, under, or tied, 14.
Tie.
Over.
Uriah is right. It was a tie.
You thought too much about it.
It's okay. Uriah,
right?
you were right.
Oh.
He thought about it too much. He was scheming.
Yeah, I was. 7 steals, 7 blocks as career highs, 10 turnovers. Any thoughts about the career highs and stats in general? I'm thinking about the rebounding, honestly.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the rebound as well.
Yeah.
So, rebounding's insane, man. I mean, 16 offensive rebounds and then 25 defensive. Like, what? It's wild.
I know we're doing a Charles and Andre Drummond and Dennis Rodman episode, but I feel like, Charles Barkley kind of needs to be in the conversation now, right? Is that crazy to say?
Elijah Wan, maybe. I don't know.
I don't think Elijah Wan put up these numbers when we did it.
He won a few. I think anytime you win a couple rebounding titles, and I think Barkley's won more than one, right? He's won, at least 2 or 3?
Just one.
Yeah.
He's only won one. Okay.
Well, remember, he played with Hakeem, and then he started playing with Rodman, and he was playing during Hakeem, Rodman, Malone. It was the heyday of rebounding back then.
Yeah. I guess Rodman was just getting everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I think about it.
So anyway, what about you, Uriah?
Just nothing stands out just because Barkley was one of the greatest players to ever play his position. And I'm not just saying
Is he the best power forward?
No. No, he's not the best power forward. But I think if kids watch him on TV, they need to do their history and learn more about him. And just through this episode, you learn how great he was on the defensive and offensive end. Barkley was. I mean, he's not just a personality. He had skill.
He had game. I mean, 7 steals and 7 blocks as career highs is pretty impressive.
Yeah, all the smoke just did a top 5 best players to not win a chip. And he was he was in everyone's kind
I was about to say,
top
he has
5.
to be is he number 1 for the best player to never win a champion?
They were saying it was like Iverson, him, Harden, Stockton.
CP.
Westbrook has to be in there, right?
No, he wasn't in there.
I should.
Yeah, they played
Anyway,
Chris Paul over him.
Okay. That being said, Maurice, did you want to add anything about the rebounding?
If you're getting 30 plus rebounds, in a way, in a sense, you're taking over the game just as much as someone scoring 50.
To be fair, he only reached 30 once. He's been in the 20. He only did not reach 20 as a season high in 2 seasons. And no, they weren't his last season. One of them was his rookie year, but that was 19, and the other one was the 95-96 season, which was also 19.
You gotta remember, guys, he's 6'5", 6'6".
Right, exactly.
Getting 30 rebounds. That's really impressive.
Against Giants back then.
Yeah,
so anyway.
and NBA was bigger back then too. So, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm all wrapped up here, unless you guys wanted to ask anything else. But let's keep it rolling. I'll roll the ball over to Ben.
Third quarter, accolades.
Man, the initial reaction was, it was just like people saying like, congrats, but I don't think it hit me until my mom told me, and I was like, wow, like, that's crazy. But before any of that, I just want to thank my coaches, my teammates, those guys trust me to go out there and, be who I am, which allowed the voters to, see who I am. So I want to thank my coaches and teammates with that. Without those guys, obviously I wouldn't be in this position, like, to be able to be an all-star. But, my initial reaction was, like, man, that's crazy. That's all I can say.
So that's obviously, he mentions it, Zion Williamson getting his first All-Star appearance at the age of 20 in his second year in 2021. I'm going to start off with some college accolades. As we mentioned, he was a McDonald's All-American. He was the second recruit. Duke got him and RJ Barrett. They got the top 2 recruits in the country that year. So it was a really fun watch. I remember watching Duke on that. Pretty much all of their games were nationally televised. So I'm going to get into it. Did Zion win ACC Player of the Year?
I'm going to say no, because he did miss some times because of that ankle injury. I think it went to RJ Barrett or somebody else.
Yeah, it's a good cat, because RJ Barrett was the 3rd pick.
Yes.
And Maurice.
I'm going to say no as well. Don't remember who it was, but I don't think it was Zion.
He did win ACC Player of the Year. And then Lucas kind of went through the stats, so it makes sense. Like, he averaged pretty much 22, 23, and 9 in college. So it's really impressive for college. He won ACC Player of the Year. He was ACC Athlete of the Year. So not only player, of all sports, he was Athlete of the Year. He won the Karl Malone Award, which is the best power forward in the league. He won the Wayman Tisdale Award, which is the men's, respectively. It's an annual basketball award given to college basketball's most outstanding freshmen. So he pretty much won every award. Consensus first team All-American. I have a question though. Was he the National College Player of the Year? And I'm going to go to Uriah for that one.
Man, it's a good question. I'm not really sure. I want to say yes, but I have a feeling there was another player standing out at that time. So I'm going to say no.
Okay.
I'm going to say no as well.
All right.
I'll be different. I'll say yes. If he's already gotten ACC Player of the Year and ACC All, yeah.
Yeah, Athlete of the Year, yeah. And it kind of goes to, if you really pay attention to, college basketball, it's hard to score that much individually, with the zone and just the amount of minutes. So his numbers that Lucas mentioned. So Lucas is correct. Lucas is the winner.
He was National Player of the Year?
Yeah, because he was such a highlight reel to watch him. You didn't realize that, it affected winning. And he was on such a loaded team. I think he had 3 or 4 guys go in the lottery that year. He swept ACC Freshman of the Year, ACC Tournament MVP. I mean, this guy won pretty much almost any award you could. He doesn't have any, Final Four. So his team obviously underachieved. and didn't win the whole thing. But outside of that, he won National College Player of the Award, First Team All-American, Freshman of the Year, Power Forward of the Year, Athlete of the Year, and like everything. ACC Rookie of the Year, First Team All-ACC. So he's played a couple years in the league, healthy. How many All-Star games has Zion Williamson made?
Let's say 2.
Okay.
It's dose.
I'll go 2 as well.
So you guys obviously are all correct. There's not much. Zion's pretty much only played 3 healthy seasons, so healthy-ish. So yeah, it's 2. Hit 2021 and 2023. Zion Williamson was on the NBA All-Star team. I have a question. Did Zion Williamson win the NBA Rookie of the Year? I'm going to go with Uriah.
Lucas is saying no, so I'm going to say yes.
And Lucas, obviously, we know your answer.
It's a big fat no.
Yeah. Maurice.
No, he didn't win it. I think it was John.
Yep.
John Morant won it? Okay.
It was John Morant. John Morant kind of came out. I mean, he was the second pick. He didn't come out of nowhere, but people were questionable because he was from a smaller market college.
Right.
He was NBA All-Rookie First Team, but the award went to John Morant.
Huh?
And he might have not gotten it in the similar way that some guys don't get it. It might have been games played why he didn't get the award. Could
Injury.
look that up.
Yeah.
You know what? That's what it is. He only played 24 games.
Yeah, he didn't play
that
as much.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So that's why. So his numbers were still 23 and 6 on 59, almost 59%. But yeah, he hasn't played that many games.
It's kind of like a Joel Embiid situation.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't he's like clearly the best rookie, but
yeah, it's a Joel Embiid thing. Yeah, it's so tough with these guys that are just like so gifted and their bodies just don't align. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for Zion Williamson. I think something to focus on is Zion Williamson is only 24 years old. So
he's still young.
He's only 24 years old. Think about the guys who are 23, 24, that are still getting better. So I know there's rumors right now that he's going to be traded. If he does, I just hope he gets to like an organization that can kind of like cater to him to play the right way, diet the right way. So, because I'm a big fan of this guy. Like I remember in the playing game, he's playing against LeBron James, Anthony Davis. He was significantly the best player on the court.
Yeah, and then he just pulled his hamstring doing nothing.
He had over 40 points. He was actually blocking shots. I think he blocked LeBron a couple times.
He was playing defense because he wanted to.
Yep. And he was just, they could not stop him, even with Anthony Davis. Right. And so I think the NBA is struggling ratings right now, and I think we need players like this to be healthy. We need our superstars to be healthy. Yeah. That's the biggest thing, in my opinion. What stands out? I'm going to go with Maurice first.
What stands out is he really hasn't had a large sample size, like we all mentioned, to prove that, he's a superstar level player. But 2 All-Star appearances. Listen, the NBA players, and take away the fans vote for a second. The NBA players know this dude's got game. They know that. I just want to see him get healthy. Let's just get him in one season fully healthy, and let's see what he can do. I truly believe that he could dominate at the power forward position, being the height he is. Maybe the organization that he's on right now isn't the best for him. Maybe he would suit him to be like on a Miami team, something like that, where they have a little more discipline. If he does get traded, it might not be the worst thing for him.
Piggybacking off of that, when they did the draft lottery, he was really hoping he'd get to the Knicks.
What stands out is the award he has not won, but could easily win, and that would be the dunk contest. I don't know why these players don't participate, especially when he was going viral with his dunks in high school. Like, come on, man, give the fans what they want. Ja Morant versus Zion in the dunk contest. That's all you need. So that's what stands out to me. If Zion is listening, come on, man. Show us what you got. I
think I heard something that he said he would do the dunk contest again if he got voted back as an all-star. I thought I heard that somewhere.
It's going to be tough if you don't play.
I know.
Yeah, that's the kicker, right?
Shall we move on to Charles?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
You're a perennial all-star. You've been the All-Star MVP. You've helped bring the Olympic gold medal back to the United States. And this year, I guess you would say that if you were looking for what an MVP season is, your season this year is a role model for an MVP season. You led your team in assists, you led them in rebounds, you led them in points, and you led them to the best record in the NBA. The fans here and around America join me in congratulating you, Charles Barkley, the 1992-93 National Basketball Association Most Valuable Player. Congratulations.
All right, so that is Charles Barkley. Obviously, he's won an MVP given that clip. So he won an MVP for the Phoenix Suns. He never won one with the Philadelphia 76ers. All right, there's a lot to go here, so let's do it. As I said, 1993 MVP. He actually won that over Michael Jordan, so that's kind of impressive. I'm going to go with how many All-Star games has Charles Barkley been a part of?
Ooh, that's a lot.
All right. Uriah, you go first.
I'm going to say 11.
All right, Maurice?
I think his first one was 86. So
he played about 16 seasons. I mean, not all healthy, but...
Let's go 10.
Maurice, you are wrong. Uriah is right. Yeah. I didn't know how to... Lucas wasn't here. It's 11.
Right.
It's 11 straight. 1987 to 1997. Charles Barkley was in the All-Star game.
I was close.
Yeah, and then in 91, I think they mentioned that in the clip too, he did win the NBA All-Star Game MVP. He's pretty much won every award. He's a decent defender, but not an elite defender, so he didn't win Defensive Player of the Year. How many All-NBA teams has Charles Barkley been a part of?
Ooh.
All right, All-NBA. Think about kind of...
I know the answers. Can I answer or do I have to wait?
You can go, Lucas. How many?
It's 11.
Okay. Uriah?
I second that motion.
All right, and Maurice?
I think Lucas miscalculated. I'll say 10.
So Lucas is correct. It is 11. What's interesting is different seasons than his All-Star. So he did, in his second year in the league, he was All-NBA second team. So I didn't realize he was that good right away. I did remember...
He only averaged 20 points a game that season.
I think it's the rebounding.
Oh.
I think it was the rebounding was so elite. Yeah, it was 13. Wow, he averaged 2 blocks and over 2 steals. Man. So, yeah, he averaged 13 rebounds that year. So they awarded him second team. He just missed by maybe a year or two that Moses Malone, Dr. J thing. So, had it been maybe even a year earlier, he could have won a championship earlier in his career. Charles Barkley, this is an impressive stat. We do this a lot, and we know first-team All-NBAs are really, really hard to get. He's got 5 of them. So Charles Barkley was first-team All-NBA 4 years in a row, and they all were with the Sixers. From 1988 to 91, with the Philadelphia 76ers, Barkley was first-team All-NBA.
Wow.
Yeah, and then he got it again his first year, his MVP season in 93. That's a dominant stretch.
That's huge.
Yeah. I didn't realize he was as you watch him, I didn't realize he was that
It wasn't
dominant.
just him. I mean, he came in at the end of Larry Bird and Kevin McHale.
Yeah, put it in his perspective. He was the starting power forward for the Dream Team.
Yeah,
yep,
exactly.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
And the consistent starting small forward, because Karl Malone was the power forward. So Barkley was the small forward.
Scotty was small forward, wasn't he?
For the Dream Team?
The 92 one?
No, yeah. I think it was Ewing, Karl Malone, Barkley,
Ewing was the center back.
Magic,
Jordan.
I'm going based on the famous photograph.
The 92 one. The 92 one.
There's a famous photograph where they're all holding a ring with the red and the black and the green. And it was Ewing, Barkley, Malone, Jordan, and Magic. I could be wrong, but
yeah.
I think Larry Bird was the small forward, but he didn't
Bird
play.
didn't start. Bird was hurt.
He was hurt, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Scotty came off the bench.
He was about to retire.
I'm pretty sure Scotty
Scotty, I think, came off the bench.
Yeah.
So Barkley was 5-team All-NBA second team, 86, 87, 92, 94. And then he was third team in kind of his last good season in 96. I have a question for you guys. Was Charles Barkley the NBA Rookie of the Year?
That would be a negative,
No.
buddy. Some guy named Michael Jordan.
No.
Yeah, I think so.
He only averaged 13 points a game that year. No.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Michael Jordan. So he was not. You guys are all correct. But he did get first team all rookie in 85. Lucas already mentioned he was the rebounding leader. What's wild is Charles averaged for his career 12 rebounds, 11.7. But he only had one title. And then at his third season, he averaged 14.6 rebounds.
Wow.
Yeah. And then in 97, that year, he got the career high for the Rockets. He played 53 games. He averaged 13.5. I don't know much about the Phoenix Suns teams or there's clearly other rebounders on his Sixers teams and those Suns teams because his rebounding numbers went down before he joined the Rockets. Charles Barkley is part of the NBA anniversary team, 50th and 75th. And then his jersey has been retired by both the Philadelphia 76ers and the Phoenix Suns. And as we mentioned, Barkley was on 2 gold medal Olympic teams, the 92 and the 96. So he's 2 gold medals. All right, guys, what stands out?
It's a shame he didn't win an NBA championship because he had everything else. He should be in that upper echelon, that pantheon of just the greatest basketball players. And he still is great. Championship doesn't really equate to your greatness overall, but man, I would have loved to have seen Charles Barkley, just like I wish Allen Iverson would have held up a trophy. I wish Barkley would have held up a trophy at some point in his career.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely one of the, as we mentioned, the top 5, if not top guy to never win a chip because he's won everything else.
So I remember when he got traded, and even though I was disappointed as a Sixers fan, I was happy for him because he was my favorite player. And to see him lead the Suns out west to the finals and to win MVP, that was a special moment for him, obviously. And I'm sure other Sixers fans feel the same way. But like Maurice said, it's a shame he didn't win a ring. Close, but no cigar. But his career will never be defined by that. I think it's defined by not just his basketball legacy, but his legacy on TV, because he's one of the true analysts that doesn't hold back. He'll criticize players fairly most of the time. But yeah, Barkley is an all-time legend.
There aren't too many players here that we can re-say, oh, well, they got their jerseys retired by 2 teams. I know Kobe Bryant, we did Kobe, but he didn't get his jersey retired by 2 teams. He just had 2 jerseys retired. But tell me, have we had anybody else on this so far that we've had multiple retired jerseys? I don't think so.
I'm sure there's someone.
Maybe, but we can't think of them off the top of our heads. Now, maybe James Harden will get there. Maybe Kevin Durant might get there. Maybe Giannis.
Possible.
No, Giannis is just
Giannis
for
is
one
one
team.
team.
But
yeah, no.
But you guys get what I'm saying, right? It doesn't happen. Kudos to him.
Garnett, I think Garnett's a guy we've done that.
We haven't done a Garnett episode yet.
We didn't do KG
but he's a guy that we'll have. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. His KG might be the only other one, right?
Yeah. Guys that are in the league now, obviously LeBron will. What stands out to me is kind of glazing over the some of his numbers. I just mentioned one season, 1.6 blocks, 2.2 steals in the season. No all defensive nods. He's 0. Doesn't even have a third team. That's actually surprising.
That is very surprising.
While those would be elite numbers in today's NBA, I'm sure those were just above average numbers in the NBA back then.
Blocks are down because of the 3-point shot.
Yeah. Also, you have to remember, who was defensive anchors back then? Rodman, Lambeer early on, right? So
yeah, I just was surprised not even 1/3 team. So
no, there's only 2 all defensive teams.
You're right. My bad. I'm surprised it wasn't yeah, that makes sense. Lambeer, Rodman,
Scotty
would have been the forward. Yeah. So it probably would have gone to a lot of small forwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drexler.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for Barkley. Let's switch it over to the teammates, Maurice.
Ooh. Let's go.
Fourth quarter, teammates.
It charges us. It charges us up. It allows us to get out of transition and run. I think everybody feeds off of obviously how well he is offensively and as a player, but defensively when he takes that next step like he's been on that end, I think we're that much better as a team. You know what I mean? Being able to switch more, being able to protect the rim more, being able to get fast break points more, and I think that gets him going too, and that gets his energy levels up, and he's able to push it in the fast breaks and finish more around the basket. And I think he's just getting more comfortable, just like everybody else each night.
And what's it been like just saying the jump in his overall game, whether it be defense, rebounding, passing, just the complete package here?
I mean, he's doing what great players do. He's showing his all-around game. He's dominating, with his force, with his gravity, not just his scoring and finishing on the basket, but making the right plays, right? Figuring out who to pass to on the weak side, figuring out when to take over games and when to trust your teammates. I think he's doing a tremendous job.
All right, so that was C.J. McCollum talking about his teammate Zion Williamson. Zion Williamson was drafted first overall by the Pelicans in the 2019 NBA draft. Let's go to his rookie season, 2019-2020 NBA season. Their record that season was 30-42. Their coach was Alvin Gentry. Let's talk about some of his teammates. Some of his teammates were already, it's not that far long ago, but I already forgot about this. Lonzo Ball was on the Pelicans. You guys remember that?
Yes.
It seemed like
honestly, yes, and I think Lonzo brought the best out of Zion offensively.
Right. And Drew Holiday.
Yeah, Drew Holiday was there as well.
Yeah, they had a good team.
This is actually, looking through it, it's actually a really good roster. I mean, they were all young at that time, but Neil Alexander-Walker, Derek Favors, Josh Hart.
Derek Favors was on that team?
Yes, Derek Favors.
He must have been ancient at that point.
I mean, it was only his 9th season.
Derek Favors?
Yes.
He got drafted in what? Oh, no. Yeah, 9th season. Wow, okay, never mind.
Jackson Hayes, rookie. You mentioned Drew Holiday, Brandon Ingram. Jaleel Okafor was on that team.
Yes, he was.
J.J. Redick, Kendrick Williams. That was a nice young team. I would have liked to have seen that team grow a little bit, but they lost pieces really quick. Zion's only played a couple of years, so I'm only going to highlight 2 seasons. Not much to go with here, but when it comes to which teammate won the most games with Zion, I am going to throw a name. I want you guys to give me a name, and I'm going to give you an over-under. The over-under is 80, and you have to give me a name. I'm going to go to Lucas first.
And this is a teammates that he's played with?
Yes, and I already mentioned him.
Okay. Can't be Brandon Ingram. They're always not healthy at the same time. Is it somebody currently on the team?
I can't give you that. You only have 5 years of work with Lucas.
Okay.
I can't give you that.
I'm going to go with Herb Jones.
Wait a minute, did you give me over-under?
I thought you were asking of the player, not the...
Yeah, player and over-under. I said 80. Over-under 80 wins.
80 wins? I'm going to say under.
All right.
Did they have Valanciunas recently?
Yes. Ooh, that would have been a better answer.
I'm going to say Valanciunas.
That's probably the correct one.
And I'm going to say Josh Hart.
Well, all of you are... Lucas, you need to go with your first guess. It's Brandon Ingram.
Okay.
And it's over, 81.
Okay.
That was the most wins any teammates had with Zion. Like I said, he hasn't played that many games. They've played 155 games together, and they have 81 wins together. Number 2 is someone no one mentioned. I didn't mention him yet because he wasn't on the team yet, but Najee Marshall is number 2 with 62 wins.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He's having a good year this year.
And Najee Marshall is actually a really good player.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to the 2023-24 Pelicans. This is last year's Pelicans team. I picked this team this year because that's the most wins Zion's had with the Pelicans so far. Their record was 49-33. They still finished 7th in the West. That was crazy. They got swept in the first round by the Thunder in last year's playoffs. Some of his teammates were, and his coach was Willie Green, by the way. Shout out Willie Green.
Yeah, he's a good coach.
Yeah, he is. Some of his teammates are Jose Grand Theft Alvarado.
Love that guy.
Yeah, I like him too.
He's the best.
He's fun. I like him,
yeah. Dyson Daniels, nice young player. Brandon Ingram, Herbert Jones, Kira Lewis Jr., Najee Marshall, C.J. McCollum, Trey Murphy III, Larry Nance Jr., Jonas Valanciunas, and Cody Zeller.
Damn, that's a good team. I get how they won like 50 games. That's a squad.
Yeah, it is a nice squad.
That's a good team, man.
So I actually have 2 questions because I only highlighted 2 seasons. Which teammate stands out? And I'll come back with another question.
I think Lonzo Ball, because his skill set accentuates Zion's strength, which is getting up and down the court, catching lobs, and getting out on the break. So had he not had those injuries and had he developed his three a little bit quicker compared to when he's in Chicago, I think that would have been a great 1-2 tandem.
Now, before Lucas goes, did Lonzo sign with the Bulls as a free agent, or you get traded?
Yeah, so he signed as a free agent. That was he wanted to return to the Pelicans, but it sounded like the Pelicans didn't want to pay him that much. And granted, I guess they must have seen something in his medical that kind of scared them off, and that proved to be correct. Now he is back now, but not the same player he was. I mean, Lonzo was like a borderline all-star before getting those knee injuries. So I think in New Orleans, he was allowed to be the not just like a 3-and-D point guard, but also like that connector passer, because those full court passes, I honestly believe that Lonzo was the best partner for Zion. You need to have a playmaking point guard. That's why they went with Murray in the offseason, but I don't know if that's going to work out. We'll see.
I'm going to go with Herb Jones. He was first team all defense last year. And if you watch him play, I think he does exactly what Zion does not, and they complement each other so well. And I think that's a player that him and maybe Najee Marshall, but especially Herb Jones, first team all defense, and his wingspan and his ability to do what Zion kind of doesn't on defense, I think they complement each other so well. So I'm going to say Herb Jones.
Lucas, did you give a teammate that stands out?
I already said I agree with Uriah. It's Lonzo Ball easily.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we gave him a perfect teammate, but is there a perfect role player that's played with Zion so far in his career?
It's Alvarado, baby.
Yeah, it's
the one and only. It's
Alvarado?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else is not wrong.
I mean,
it's a
he's
wrong
just
answer.
so feisty.
Right.
Or as the kids would say, he's
with
zesty today.
Because he's perfected it. That was his. I think he was doing that back in college.
Yeah,
he would just stand in the corner of the inbound and sneak up and steal the ball.
He's the New Orleans version of T.J. McConnell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's actually a pretty good comp. Too bad we can't.
It actually is.
Any team, like he's a guy like him and what Lucas said, T.J. McConnell. You want that guy on your team.
No, you know why that would be a good comp? Because we can do best role players
in today's NBA.
Yeah.
Okay,
that would be a good comp.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like the feistiest role players. I like that.
Yeah. Any thoughts before we move on? Charles Barkley?
No. I thought.
No. All right.
You were probably the single most important thing that ever happened to him, because you gave him the speech when he was a rookie about acting like a professional.
With Moses and myself, I mean, I think he really looked up to us because we were already established.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of yes, sir, no, sir, whatever. It quickly changed from get out my way.
Right.
Move, bitch, get out the way. But he does recall and recount those years that we played together. And we had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun. And watching him develop and watching him become a dominant force was a joy.
Of course, that was Dr. J talking about his teammate, Charles Barkley, drafted with the 5th pick in the 1984 NBA draft by the Philadelphia 76ers. Let's go to his rookie season, 84-85. He came into a really good team. There was a year past their NBA championship. They still had a really good roster. It's a shame that didn't work out. They had one more run in them, but their record that season was 58-24. They were really good. Their coach was Billy Cunningham.
That was his rookie year?
Yes, 84-85.
That's right. Yeah, that's man.
They won a championship in 83. Now, to be fair though, they went all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals against the Celtics. That was the 85 Celtics. It was a pretty good team. They lost 4-1.
Pretty good is an understatement of that team.
So some of his teammates were Maurice Cheeks, my namesake. Shout out Mo Cheeks. Once again, Doc Julius Erving. Mark Ivoroni. I know some of these names Lucas has no idea who I'm talking about.
I'm just here in the corner twiddling my thumbs because I don't know.
Bobby Jones. Bobby Jones was a great teammate. Clint Richardson, Andrew Toney, Leon Wood, and of course, Moses Malone.
Hang on, wasn't Leon Wood in that draft class as well with Barkley?
Yes.
So they had 2 first-round picks.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
It did.
Was he any good? Like, did you guys see? Like, I only know him as a referee. So
yeah,
like,
he's known more as a referee.
I don't remember.
Yeah, so like,
I don't remember.
You guys
playing.
don't remember? Okay.
No.
No, I don't think he had like an elite career, even though he was drafted high.
Yeah. No. I mean, so he just did all right for himself as a ref. Yeah, so that was his rookie season. Let's move on to, I think, his best season as a Sixer, the 89-90 season for the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, all those guys are gone, retired. Their record that season were 53-29. They were coached by Jim Lynam. Shout out Jim Lynam. They made it to the second round of the Eastern Conference playoffs, which, of course, they lost to the Chicago Bulls 4-1. Some of his teammates were Scott Brooks, Johnny Dawkins.
Former Wizards coach Scott Brooks? Nice.
Yep.
Was it Scott Brooks or Scott Skiles who has like the 30
Scott Skiles
game?
Okay. Yeah, Scott Skiles. Mike Jaminski, Hershey Hawkins, Rick Mahorn, and that's it for the notable names anyway. That was not a good team. But they still won a lot of games, though. You did more research on that one because they didn't have a lot of star power on that team. But I do remember Hershey Hawkins and Johnny Dawkins being good players. Am I right, Uriah?
Yes.
You would know.
They were a good team.
Hershey Hawkins was like a 3-point sniper, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good.
He was a good shooter.
Yeah, and
he's an NBA. He's NBA Jam. He's the teammate.
Yeah, that's right.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He was Barkley's teammate. Yeah.
That's a good grab, Ben. And Rick Mahorn. Rick Mahorn was an enforcer. Rick Mahorn was known to bruise you up down low. So I had a question for you guys. Who was the most influential player so far in Charles Barkley's career? I'm going to start with Uriah.
I think he'll say it himself. It was Moses Malone for the reasons that a lot of people know is Barkley came into the NBA out of shape and Moses had to set him straight and said, if you want to make it in this league, you have to get your cardio, get your physique in the right place to compete every night. 82 games compared to 30-something games in college. Charles did not enter the NBA ready, and I think Moses helped get him ready.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to say Julius Erving just because of like the legacy. Yeah, I just think like his guidance was probably from a superstar was kind of like how to carry yourself was probably what Charles needed as well. So I think where Moses might have been more behind the scenes, I think Dr. J was probably more. And now look at Charles Barkley, right? He's one of the most famous on-camera analysts ever.
And Lucas, you got anything?
I mean, I'm just going to chime in with Uriah and just piggyback off of that with Moses Malone for the same reasons.
Okay. All right. If you keep it on court, I'll say Maurice Cheeks. Just because I think Charles Barkley's best seasons came when he had a legitimate point guard.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, because
wouldn't Kevin Johnson be in that same category? Because he had Kevin Johnson. Yeah.
His best seasons came when he had a point guard, a legitimate point guard. I'm going to get to Kevin Johnson in a second. But yeah, I think Bo Cheeks is in that conversation as well. All right, so who won the most games with Charles Barkley as a teammate? I've mentioned his name already. So he only played that many seasons with Phoenix. He only played 3 seasons with Phoenix and the rest with the Rockets. So who's won the most games with Charles Barkley? Obviously, he's a Sixer, so that's a hint. Ben, go ahead.
Hershey Hawkins.
Lucas.
I'll go with Ben on this one. He's kind of an expert here.
Okay. You're right.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Hawkins was drafted in 88, and that's when Sixers went on a nice run, 3 or 4 years, making playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you all are.
Oh.
It's going to be like some.
It's not even close either. Hershey Hawkins was 4th.
Really?
He was 4th.
So what was it? Was it Mo Cheeks?
Mo Cheeks.
Oh,
yeah, that's right.
Okay.
That's
right. He played for a minute. Yeah.
He played 5 seasons with Charles. They won 229 games together.
Okay.
Second was I didn't mention him. Second was Dan Marley, 183. Third was Danny Ainge, 179. And Hershey Hawkins was 4th with 174. Let's move on to the 92-93 MVP year. They were first in the Pacific Division. They won 62 games and 20 losses. They were coached by Paul Westphal. And, of course, we all know they went to the NBA Finals, lost 4-2 to the Bulls.
Barkley was a winner wherever he went.
He was a winner, but he kept catching up to Michael Jordan somehow, some way.
Yeah.
So Jordan was in the way a lot of dudes in the 90s.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Patrick Ewing. Yeah.
All right, so some of his teammates were, I mentioned some of them, Danny Ainge, Kevin Johnson, Dan Marley. Some other teammates were, and I think this is a really good roster, too, for the Phoenix Suns. Cedric Ceballos, you remember him from the dunk contest being blindfolded. Tom Chambers, Richard Dumas, who had a really good playoff run, if I remember correctly. Kurt Rambis was on that team.
I forgot that.
Long-time Laker. That was the Phoenix Suns roster for the 92-93 season. Really good roster. Yeah, they just ran into Michael Jordan. And let's finish it off with the 96-97 Houston Rockets. They were second in the Midwest Division. They won 57 games, lost 25. Their coach was Rudy Tomjanovich, and they lost in the Western Conference Finals to the Utah Jazz 4-2. If I remember correctly, John Stockton had like a game-winning 3.
Oh, yes, unfortunately.
Yeah, Charles was close again. So some of his teammates for that Rockets team were Mario Elie, Eddie Johnson, Randy Livingston, Kevin Willis. I think Kevin Willis was traded for Drexler from our Clyde Drexler episode.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And, of course, Clyde Drexler and Hakeem Olajuwon. I don't think they really had that deep of a team, but they had the talent. They had the top-end talent. They had a big 3.
Yeah, they had I think they made it to the Western Conference Finals, right?
Yeah,
and they lost to the Jazz.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that people forget on that they had that one. They were still kind of all the tail end of their prime. I remember that, but the Jazz were so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were a little older at that point, but yeah,
they were a little older. But people forget that they went that far in the playoffs.
Yeah, they were a good team. Let me ask you this question: which teammate stands out the most in Charles Barkley's career?
Wow, his whole career.
Career. A lot of Hall of Famers there.
Oh man, I think I'm gonna go with Kevin Johnson because Barkley always throws praise his way because Kevin Johnson was not just an elite. I don't want to say elite. He wasn't just an outstanding scorer. He was also a good distributor. I think Johnny Dawkins in Philadelphia was a really solid point guard, but he didn't have the offensive outbursts that Kevin Johnson had. And Dawkins was kind of always hurt dealing with knee injuries. But yeah, I think Kevin Johnson, with Kevin Johnson, they went to the finals. So that's my pick.
Yeah. Lucas, you got anything?
It's kind of hard because when you think of Charles Barkley, he never really had, in his prime, a true number, like a true co-star. Like Kevin Johnson was great. When he was young, you had an aging Sixers core, and then when he got old, you had the aging Rockets core. But he never had a true number 2 to rely on. And I think that's part of the reason why he never won a championship. But if I had to choose one, I think I will go with Kevin Johnson because he did help get, Chuck to his one MVP season and his one trip to the final. So I will say Kevin Johnson as well.
That's a good take about the not having a second star in his prime. I mean, Hersey Hawkins was averaging 18, 19 points a game.
But when you think of a second star, like 20-plus points per game.
Right.
I'll go Kevin Johnson, too. It was his best, second option, I think, because obviously there's more talent on that Rockets team, but I think they're on the tail end. I don't think they were, prime. And he was only there a couple of years, so I'm gonna go with Kevin Johnson as well.
Yeah, I think it's Kevin Johnson. I just think, like I mentioned, Charles needed a good point guard, and one for Mo Cheeks, who was at the end of his career, his prime years anyway, to Kevin Johnson, and I think that was his most winningest season when he had Kevin Johnson. Yeah, I think it is Kevin Johnson. I think it is. And that's a good point Lucas makes, too, because if you compare him to Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley didn't have his Scottie Pippen. He didn't have his 1-2 guy. That's a good point by Lucas. All right, so that's it for Charles Barkley's teammates.
Now that we've given you all the facts on Zion Williamson and Charles Barkley, it's time for you to make your case.
At this point, it's not about our opinion, it's about yours.
We'll see you on your favorite social media platform. Ready to check out your takes. Chime in on Instagram at NBA_now_and_then_pod, on X at NBA_now_and_then, and don't forget our YouTube and Facebook pages, NBA Now and Then.
For the sources of information used in this episode, you can visit our website, www.nbanowandthen.com. Also visit our website to sign up for our monthly newsletter and check out our comparison articles.
Don't forget that you can follow the NBA stars we featured on today's episode through their social media.
You can follow Zion Williamson on X and Instagram at Zion Williamson.
Even though he's not on social media, you can check out Charles Barkley on Inside the NBA on TNT.
All right, guys, that was fun. But until next time, this has been NBA Now and Then, the greatest comparisons. Peace.
See you.
See you.
Adios.
Later.
His explosiveness on the court and creativity in the air made this player go viral before he was even... I got caught up. I got caught up at the end there. Let me try it again. His explosiveness...
Explosiveness.
Yeah, blah, blah, right? Okay. His explosive... I can't say it now.
Explosiveness.
Explosiveness.